Some yards do not need a full redesign. They need one clearer edge, one repeated plant, one place to sit, or one distracting element removed. The challenge is knowing which small change will create the biggest visible difference. So I'm ranking 7-yard improvements by the impact they can create compared with the time, cost, and disruption involved. And the number one change may be the only one on this list that asks you to add absolutely nothing. Number 7. Consolidate scattered pots and decorations. A yard can feel cluttered even when every individual object is attractive. One planter sits beside the garage, another is near the steps. A small ornament is placed in the lawn. Several more containers are scattered around the patio. Nothing is necessarily wrong with any one of them. The problem is that each object asks for attention, but none of them is strong enough to create a clear moment. A simple improvement is to gather a few of those objects into one intentional grouping. Instead of 5 small containers spread across the property, place 3 coordinated pots near the front entrance, patio, or seating area. Vary their heights, but connect them through color, material, or planting style. The same principle applies to garden decorations. One meaningful feature placed where it can be appreciated usually has more impact than several unrelated objects distributed everywhere. This works because the eye reads a group as a composition. Scattered objects feel accidental. Grouped objects feel deliberate. And in many cases, this change costs nothing. You are simply rearranging what you already own. Now on to number 6. Repeat one plant, color, or material. A yard can contain many beautiful plants and still feel disconnected. You may have a flowering shrub near the driveway, ornamental grass beside the patio, purple flowers near the porch, and a completely different planting near the mailbox. Each area looks acceptable on its own, but nothing visually connects them. Repetition solves that. Choose one recognizable element and use it in 2 or 3 places. It could be the same white flowering perennial, one upright evergreen form, a repeated ornamental grass, the same container material, or one flower color carried through several beds. You do not need to repeat everything. One consistent thread is often enough to make separate areas feel like parts of the same yard. This is one of the ideas I cover in my free flower bed clarity guide, which you can download through the link in the description. The reason repetition works is simple. Recognition creates cohesion. When the eye sees the same shape, color, or plant again, it begins connecting the spaces between them. And that can make an ordinary collection of plants feel much more intentionally designed. If you're new here, I'm Nick. I studied horticulture and landscape design, and on Garden Guru, I help homeowners make practical yard changes that create a visible difference. Number 5. Create one small backyard destination. Many backyards are technically usable, but do not feel inviting. There may be plenty of lawn, a few planting beds, and maybe a patio near the house, but nothing draws you farther into the space. A small destination can change that. It might be a bench beneath a tree, 2 chairs in a quiet corner, a small cafe table, a fire pit area, or a simple sitting spot at the far end of the yard. The destination does not need to be elaborate. It simply needs to give people a reason to move through the yard instead of experiencing everything from the back door. This can also make a small yard feel larger. When the eye sees a place to go, the space between the house and that destination begins to feel like part of a journey rather than unused lawn. The best location is often somewhere that already has an advantage. Afternoon shade, a pleasant view, privacy from neighbors, an existing tree, or a corner that currently feels forgotten. Start small. 2 chairs on gravel or mulch can reveal whether the location actually works before you invest in a permanent patio or structure. The goal is not to fill the backyard. It is to create one place that makes the yard feel worth entering. Now on to number 4. Create a cleaner lawn-to-bed transition. Sometimes the plants are not the reason a yard feels unfinished. The boundary around them is. Grass creeps into the mulch, the bed edge becomes shallow and uneven. Several tiny curves create awkward bumps. Mulch spills into the lawn, and the entire planting starts to lose definition. Cleaning up that transition can improve the appearance of the whole yard in a single afternoon. You might recut a natural edge, simplify an overly complicated curve, remove grass growing into the bed, widen the mulch line around larger plants, or replace several weak bumps with one broad, confident sweep. A cleaner edge creates contrast. The lawn reads as lawn, the bed reads as a bed, and even modest plants begin to look more intentional. This is also one of the things I work through in the Fix My Yard workbook, diagnosing what is actually making a yard feel off and turning that into concrete next steps. It is linked below. The important point is that edging should support the overall shape of the yard. Do not add a complicated border simply because it looks decorative in the store. A clean transition is usually more effective than an expensive one. Number 3. Add one vertical element. Many yards are visually flat. The lawn is low, the flowers are low, the shrubs are all roughly the same height. Even the fence and patio furniture may create another horizontal line. Adding one vertical element can change the scale of the entire space. That element could be a narrow ornamental tree, a columnar evergreen, a tall trellis, an arbor, a large upright container, or a plant with a strong vertical form. The goal is not simply to add height, it is to create contrast. A vertical element can frame an entrance, mark the end of a path, soften a tall wall, or connect low planting to the height of the house. Placement matters more than quantity. One strong vertical feature is usually more effective than several thin objects scattered around the yard. Look for a location where the yard currently feels visually unsupported. An empty corner of the house, the end of a fence beside an entrance, behind a seating area, or where a broad bed lacks structure. Then choose something whose mature size fits that location. A single, well-placed vertical form can make the surrounding plants look more substantial because they now have something to relate to. Okay, now on to number 2. Give the eye somewhere to land. A backyard can be neat, functional, and still feel forgettable. You step outside and see lawn, fence, shrubs, and perhaps a patio, but there is no particular view that captures your attention. The solution is to create or reveal one visual point of interest. That might mean adding a specimen shrub, a small tree with distinctive form, an urn or sculpture, a trellis, a water bowl, or one planting combination with strong color or texture. But you may not need to add anything. Sometimes the better move is to open a sightline. Prune a branch that blocks an attractive tree. Move a container so it aligns with the view from the kitchen window. Remove one shrub so a better feature behind it becomes visible. Or frame an existing view with planting on either side. A focal point does not have to dominate the entire yard. It simply gives the eye a place to pause. And the strongest location is often not where the object looks best while you are standing beside it. It is where you see it most often, from the patio, through a main window, from the back door, or along the path into the yard. Give people somewhere to go, and give the eye somewhere to land. Those two small decisions can make an ordinary backyard feel much more complete. That brings us to our number 1 small change that can make a huge difference, and this one is addition by subtraction. Number 1, remove the one thing competing with the yard. The highest impact small change is often subtraction. Many yards are not missing another plant, another bed, or another decorative feature. They are being controlled by one thing that no longer belongs. It might be an oversized shrub hiding the entrance, a random island bed interrupting the lawn, an overgrown hedge dominating the house, a small tree planted in the wrong place, an abandoned planter, a damaged trellis, or too many decorations competing for attention. Because that element has been there for years, it can become almost invisible to the homeowner. You work around it, prune around it, add plants beside it, try to balance it. But the yard never quite improves because the strongest visual element is still the wrong one. This is something I often consider when redesigning a yard for one of my channel members through Yard Lab. What is the one existing feature preventing everything else from working? Sometimes, removing one shrub reveals the front door. Removing one island bed reconnects the lawn. Relocating one container clears the walkway. Thinning one overgrown planting exposes the shape of the house. The reason this ranks first is that subtraction can create several improvements at once. It can reveal space, improve movement, reduce maintenance, restore proportion, and make nearby plants look better, without adding another object to the yard. Before buying something new, stand back and ask, if I removed one thing, which change would make the rest of the yard easier to see? That answer may create the biggest difference of all. Small yard improvements work best when they solve a clear problem. Consolidate scattered objects. Repeat one element to create cohesion. Give the backyard a destination. Clean up the transition between lawn and bed. Add one vertical form. Create a view worth looking at. And before adding anything new, remove the one element competing with everything else. You do not always need more plants, more materials, or a larger budget. Sometimes, the right small change simply allows the yard you already have to work better.
Well, there you have it. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep getting your hands dirty. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to Garden Guru, grab one of my free garden clarity guides, and I'll see you in the next one.